Well, it's been a while since I've used this type of combo, a SOG tactical folder. And today we're looking at the Prohen XR designed by MidwayUSA out of Copenhagen. This is definitely a profile that is unique to him. He kind of specializes in really overbuilt heavy-duty folders with a tactical lean to them. And that's what we're going to break down today with this very, like, look at that. It looks like a sharp shark diving out of the water right there. Blade. Thanks for hanging with me today. If you're new to the channel, I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical, where every week I'm unpacking new pieces of gear and equipment, using them for you guys, not just open boxing them and really showing you what their capabilities, but also their limitations are. And this blade we'll start with right up near the front here before we get to this wild handle. The blade is from handle to tip about 3.3 inches. It is on a medium saber grind, so that is a saber that goes up about 2/3 of the way. Great belly with a super aggressive drop, a little bit of swedging, and it is going to have a great sweep right there as well. So I actually did a ton of utility with this first and foremost, and it did really well. So if you like your tactical folders that are designed to be aggressive and potentially self-defense, you got to know what you're doing. I don't recommend that. Get training if you are going to do that. I like to have the knife still be able to do a lot of utility, and this did really well. I was really pleased with that. It has Cryo D2 steel, so not my favorite steel in the world, but definitely held up well, particularly on the tip test. I wanted to know how this would pierce, being a tactical design folder, and particularly D2, and it really did well. Even though it has a precise tip, I didn't have any bending, and I was really impressed with that aspect. So I was pleasantly surprised with the overall blade performance, that blacked out coating. I can't remember what it is. I'll put it in. But I mean, it's holding up well. There's a little bit of wear, particularly at the tip when I was doing that piercing, but overall holding up well. And because it's D2, it'll hold a decent edge, and it's not unbearable to resharpen either. So that is how the blade performs very well. About this wild handle and its ergonomics. But before we get into that, I do want to invite you guys to consider hitting that like button if you're enjoying this type of content. That does help us get recommended to new viewers, helps us go up in the rankings here on YouTube. It's a simple way for you to support the channel. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I do invite you to become a subscriber here. Hit that bell icon as well as the subscription button and be notified every week when I put up new videos just like this, breaking down gear and equipment to help you guys make wise choices and help you better stay equipped and prepared for whatever life throws your way. Now the handle is black G10. That I would say is a light to medium grade. It's definitely not super tactile. It's not like a Cold Steel Recon or something like that. It will definitely give you the grip that you want. Now it doesn't really have a lot of rounding or machining. The edges are rounded just a little bit, but it's kind of a blocky design. But I was surprised when I gripped it, it really locks me into place, gives me full real estate on my hand. I have large size hands, as many of you guys know, and you are really far away from the blade. Now, I believe that is for the tactical application, meaning that you're able to come in at under 3.5 inches of blade length, but you actually get quite a bit more reach. This is almost an extra inch of reach, which I think is kind of smart. Yeah, about an inch, and the overall handle length is 5 inches overall, and we have a thickness there of about half an inch, 0.5, maybe 0.55 on the handle thickness. It has steel liners that are not machined, so this is like over 5 ounces. It's like 5.1 ounces if I remember correctly for the weight. So you're definitely going to feel it, but it means that it really feels beefy and kind of like a bulldog or something. And so in a normal hammer grip, that's what you're going to have. You do have to consider how far away you are from the blade. Now they made a great shelf into a ricasso, which absolutely acts like a choil. So you can definitely get up and do the finer work, and because of how flat the spine is with a mild hit of jimping, not super aggressive, I do like that. That really locks you in, so you can get really close up on the blade, really manipulating it. Again, I think giving this accomplishing utility while also accomplishing the more aggressive stance that a tactical folder, self-defense folder would require. So I really was pleased, and it was just unique. I'm just like, wow, this is like, and it really, like your middle finger right there is really locked into place and feels very comfortable. This is quite ergonomic. Then you back up here for your quick slashes, your piercing, and then of course in a reverse grip, it is absolutely designed for that. You are super locked in, right there with that huge deep cut in. You got your thumb plate right there to rest on, and then bam, you can stab with full confidence in a reverse like ice pick or hammer grip like that, and you're not gonna accidentally slide up and hurt yourself. So I did really appreciate that, and I believe the handle is really designed well for that with flow-through construction. Now, the pocket clip is blacked out, deep ride loop over, classic. Just a little bit of a flare there, got a little bit of flex, got over all the pants that I have, even double reinforced, so will fit underneath that, and you can unscrew it, swap it right or left, and it's a completely ambidextrous blade because of the way it is able to be deployed. Not only with a flipper right here, which is not super aggressive, it's got great detent right there, but you just hit that, bam, whips open. It is riding on ball bearings, from what I can tell in there. Yeah, it looks like caged ball bearings in there. Boom, flips open, really nice and smooth, so easy to actuate that way, or you have this huge finger slit right there. You can do a reverse finger throw that way. You can just slowly open it that way if you want. And then of course you have the XR lock, which is SOG's. They were one of the first after the Axis lock patent got removed that started doing this. This is rated for up to 1,500 pounds. I've used it on several different designs, never had any failures. Kind of protrudes nicely, easy to pull back and engage, whips open, and then pull back and close. Let's test. Yeah, you got a little bit of play side to side because it's a ball bearing, but there's none up and down. Very solid, and you have a good size stop bar right in there that snaps into place. So that is the easy deployment. What about competitive options and pricing? Now, SOG did hook me up with this model, so appreciate them sending this over to me so I can unpack pros and cons to you and give you some competitive options. And this is going for about 70 bucks. So for D2, we're looking at all the different features and this design from a well-known, kind of more aggressive knife designer. Pretty cool and reasonable compared to what else is out there. As an example, here's the SOG TAC XR. Love this blade. This is one of the very first manual ones that they came out with, and this is manual, not like assisted. This one is also manual. D2 steel, cryo D2, made in China, and these are going to be 80. So these are actually $10 more without the partnership. And the difference would be that this is way thinner, slicier. This is a little bit thicker, more robust with a precise tip, and will have about the same cutting edge, flippers, thumb studs, you know, everything that you would want. This one has a really standoff kind of, not a deep ride loop over. I would say that probably most of us would like the one on the Prohen. I just hope I'm saying that right, the Prohen. I kind of like that pocket clip over what you get on the SOG, but the SOG is definitely designed for like thick tactical pants. And it will also have G10, and it's a little bit more aggressive and no milled liners. Again, giving it like a heavier beefiness. And I like that SOG is doing this, kind of giving, like, I'm all about the lightweight feel. I'm all about, you know, like having that aspect, but it's also nice when you're particularly targeting this type of application to have like dense, beefy blades. There's nothing wrong with having a dense, beefy blade, and that is an alternative there, just mainly like a different blade shape. If you're wanting something a little slicier, thinner, same kind of concept, that is a viable option from SOG. If you're looking at something a little bit more inexpensive, a little bit more EDC, but still has a crossbar kind of style lock, there is this particular Kershaw that I totally forgot the name of off the top of my head. I'll have to annotate it in. D2 steel. No one really talks about this one. Really cool styling. Great high flat grind. Nice and slicey. This one also has a flipper. That's why we kind of brought it in here. Very cool styling though, with a similar type of pocket clip. This one's like 55 bucks, so it is a better value, but it is going to be a much more compact, definitely EDC focused, where again, the Prohen is much more of a heavy duty, kind of large, very aggressive, self-defense focused folder compared to many other crossbar locks, which is refreshing to have an option in that arena. So I will have links in the description box below to all of these particular models so that, you know, depending on what you might be interested in and you want to check out, those are available as always through the affiliate networks I partner with. So for me, guys, though it wouldn't be my first choice as an EDC knife, as a sub $100, very capable, both for utility as well as self-defense folder, this Prohen really hits this mark. Scratches the itch, at least in my mind, and has a very unique but very functional profile. Because like at first glance, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But as I begun to use it with the choil, with the different grip angles, and then the performance of the blade, I was very pleasantly surprised. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this model, particularly if you own it. How has it been performing for you? Do you prefer kind of like light duty EDC, or do you prefer kind of the heavy duty overbuilt folders like these two SOGs when you are looking at like a pocket knife? Always appreciate your guys' feedback. Thanks for hanging with me today. I hope it's been fun and entertaining. I do invite you to check out the other video popping up and to subscribe. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you out there.